going back to you starting work in the shop, what was it like working in the shop? What sort of stuff did you sell?
Well, we used to sell everything in the grocery business, and we had an off license as well.
Your prices, I would think, would be much cheaper than they are today.
Quite a lot cheaper.
What about cigarettes, for instance?
Well, cigarettes was about a penny for 5, a Woodbine. They were Woodbines, and we had tabs as well. And you had 5 cigarettes for a penny or 2pence, and 2 little cigarette holders to smoke them with.
What other things were popular?
Well, we used to bake our own bread, and a 4-pound loaf was about 4pence halfpenny.
Now, you said you made your own bread.
Yes.
But you said earlier that there were 2 bakeries.
Yes.
This was one of the 2?
Yes, this was one of the 2, yes.
Where was the other one? Was it round Primrose Green?
On the corner shop. Where the corner shop I mentioned.
In Castle Street?
Yes, in Castle Street. They used to have an oven there.
So homemade bread was the thing?
Yes, it was. There was. We didn't have any bakers coming into the village. We supplied on an outlying district, in the country districts.
And bacon and stuff like this, would you sell as they do today by the pound, or would they buy large pieces and hang?
Well, it was sold by the pound, but it was all cut by hand. There was nothing packed in those days. Everything had to be weighed up and packed. Sugar, tea, rice, everything. Bacon was cut by hand before the machines came about. The little shops didn't have a machine.
And things like tea, as you said, tea and sugar, you would weigh out loose.
Yes.
And then pack it.
That's right.
And that was it.
Yes.
And you delivered orders then?
Every week, every day of the week, we had around to supply our customers.
Did the shop charge extra for that?
No,
delivery?
there was no charge for delivery.
That was all in?
Yes, it was in.
How far would you deliver from the shop? How big was the...
We covered a vast area. Out to Lanarth, Penrose, Lansoy, and all the local short distances.
You delivered those by horse and cart?
Yes, horse and cart until the vans came.
And were they open carts? Or?
Yes, open.
So if the weather was bad, it was not a very good job?
No, it wasn't. You used to get wet through. You had to keep your grocery and your bread dry, but it didn't matter about yourself.
That's right, yeah. Quite different from today.
And we had an off license. We used to sell a lot of beer and spirits. And we used to have casks of beer, 4.5 gallons, at $1 a gallon.
And you sold it from the barrel, did you?
No, we didn't. It was
sold in the barrel?
Yes, in the barrel.
So you bought a barrel of beer?
You bought a barrel of beer. And most people used to have one for Christmas.
Yes.
And I can remember whiskey at 3 and 6 a bottle.
Where did the beer, can you recall where was the beer brewed?
In Ross. There was a brewery called Alton Court of Ross.
And they supplied all the beer?
They supplied us with the beer, yes. And they used to bring that down with, and I can remember when they started with a horse and wagon. And then they did a steam wagon, like.
When would the steam wagon come in? Can you recall roughly? Early 30s?
Yes, before that, in the 20s. Early 20s.
And then they would load the barrels down through the trap door.
That's
the trap
right.
door
Yes.
in the pavement would open up.
That's right.
They would load down into the cellar.
And then we used to get our bottled beer from Whitbread's and Newport, and that used to come up by train. And then the local haulier would haul that up, and that we had to keep that in the cellars and bring it up as we wanted. wanted it.
Did you enjoy working in the shop?
Oh yes, it was long hours, but
What sort of hours?
well, we used to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, finish at 7 o'clock at night.
Would that be every day of the week?
Well,
Except
the
Sunday?
weekend, a Friday and Saturday would be later.
They were long hours.
But they were long hours in those days.
So you look forward to a little lie-in on
That's
Sunday
right.
morning?
Yes, we did. And we used to get half day, early closing on a Thursday, then we used to get half day.
And you would close then at what time? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock. We used to close at 1 then.
Do you mind me asking you what was your wage when you first started?
10 shillings a week.
That's when you started work?
Yeah, when I started. That was a kind of apprentice pay.
Yes.
Of course, it went up as I...
Did you think that was a lot of money at that time?
Well, we did, you know. 10 shillings was a lot of money in those days. Well, if you had a pound in your pocket, you were well off.
Yes. And how long did you work in the shop?
Well, then, for 14 years. Until I became redundant.